Hey dolls! So today we are gonna talk about the proposal and how it went down and everything and all about that. So, yeah, this is Carter, my fiance,
Nice to meet you all.
and so I've always been a control freak and like knew what I wanted, which is kind of helpful, right?
Oh, no, definitely. Yeah, it helps a
There's
lot.
no guessing. So it was like last year. So I actually found this ring because another YouTuber, Alex Garza, had I think it's the same ring, just in like a different color and a different stone. And it was like literally exactly what I wanted. And I was like, oh my God, that's gonna be way too expensive. But I was like, I'm just gonna go look on their website. And it was completely reasonable and still
Yeah.
large and obnoxious. So like
Perfect for her, also perfect for me.
this was like literally a whole year ago. I think he was like on a lake trip with like the guys. And I was like, hey, what's your budget for the ring?
Yeah.
And he was like, around this. And I was like, well, what about this one? And he was like, oh, okay, you know? So I've like had like pictures of the ring on my phone for like over a year. And I'd like
Yes.
just look at it. I'd show it to people, right? So
Way before she even had it. Way before she
way
had
before. Okay, right. But I knew I was. Anyways. So I, not liking surprises and everything, obviously could never take the proposal away from him. Like,
yeah.
and he was like, which is normal, right? So I was just like, so I don't bug you about it and accidentally ruin it or something with all of my questions, because I'm very inquisitive.
There was many questions.
I was like, just tell me what season and I won't ask. And so he said that it would be this coming spring, like hasn't happened yet. And I was like, all right, sounds good to me. Like, he'll be done with school, all that, right? Me and our healthy, trusting relationship was like, all right, wonder what he's gonna do. So we are on like a little summer vacation with my sisters in Fort Myers, Florida. And it's just like it was just like me and him staying at his grandparents' condo. And I was like, well, girls, why don't you come, right? And because he's been in the picture for so long, he's just like their big brother, and we're just like a happy family. And so we're at the beach, and it's just like casual chill. Me and Grace had like already been like interpretive dancing in the living room, and we're like, what should we do tomorrow, blah blah blah. And like the plan was like shopping, right? And so we all go to bed. And then the next morning, like, it's vacation, I'm trying to sleep in. I'm not a morning person. My sisters are not morning people. And this is where it starts.
So earlier that morning, when this lovely lady was still asleep, me and her sisters went to a couple places just so that we could get some stuff. And we went to Target and then Publix, and we went to the beach to set everything up beforehand so that I could just go back and get her and bring her along. So we have some footage of that, and we'll go ahead and show that.
Hi, we're on our way to get all of everything we need for the engagement today, to get some fun, pretty things, so that we can have like a really pretty like setting for where he's gonna propose. All right, we're here at the beach. We got everything set up, and I just got off the phone with Hope, and I don't think she suspects anything. She said we were being suspicious because we're not morning people and we're already up like at the beach, and she thinks we're full glam taking pictures, but we're not. We're here setting up her proposal. And she was saying she doesn't want to be full glam. She just wants to come and play and build sandcastles. Joy's texting Carter because she wants her phone to not be dead for pictures. So she's gonna ask him to bring a charger. But we got everything set up. Hopefully Hope doesn't know. But I'll show you like what we set up. The setup that we have, there's a little like box of rose petals there, but we're gonna wait to sprinkle those till closer to when they're here because we don't want them to blow away. It's fairly windy. But then we've got like a bunch of candles we're gonna light, and then there's a bunch of roses because she always has said she wants like a rose bouquet like as big as her for her engagement. And then there's champagne glasses and pretty pink rosé for pretty pictures. And then we've got like stuff, but like Starbucks and stuff, because again, not morning people. But we'll move that before they get here. But she's gonna be so excited. Woohoo! All right, they're on their way. We got it all set up. We tried to light the candles, but it's too windy. They like We got some of them to light, some of them just won't light. But as soon as they're lit, like 2 seconds later, they go out. So it's really pretty still, so it's fine.
Sometimes the lighters won't even light.
Sometimes nature's getting in the way here, but it's gonna be all right. It's beautiful anyway, and I'm gonna spread out the rose petals in a second. Like I said, it's windy, so I don't want to I don't want to spread them out and then have them all blow away. But yeah, they're on their way, so we're excited. They're gonna get engaged. Carter walks in and is like waking me up, and he's like, "Hey babe, why don't you wake up? Your sisters are already at the beach in full glam taking pictures." I was like, "Okay, what time is it?" And it's like 9:30.
Yeah, it was pretty
And I was
early.
like, one, this was not the plan. Two, I was like, my sisters are already dressed up and in full glam and are already at the beach taking pictures. It's like, what the heck? Anyways, I get up and I'm like, whatever, like, y'all take pictures. I don't want to get glam and take pictures right now. I'm being difficult.
The one time that she needed to be real easy and just get pretty.
So I'm like, I just remember I'm
she's
sitting.
Always about it. She's always about getting dressed up.
Yeah,
Except
I love
for this
getting dressed
one
up and
time.
taking pictures. So I'm literally like sitting at the kitchen table, like barely awake, eating like freaking berries.
Yes.
And my sister's, Grace calls me, I think it was, and Grace is like, "Hope, like, come on, like, get dressed up." And I was like, "Why? I just want to build sandcastles. Like, I'm like on vacation. That I just am like trying to." I was like, "It's too early for this."
Yes.
And then, so while I'm talking to Grace, Carter is putting on a button up, like long sleeve, right? And Carter is like a good sport about, like, he'll take pictures.
It's not my favorite thing
with
to do.
me. I was like, he'll take pictures with me as long as I want. He might not be like happy about it, but I was like, it is summertime in Florida.
Yeah, the button up almost ruined it.
And so I didn't even ask him. He's just putting it on, right? And I was like, what? I was like, take that off. We're not taking pictures right now. He was like, okay. Right? He's trying to be cute. So anyways, and then that is like but sometimes like whenever other people are involved, he's like, all right, whatever. Your sisters want to take pictures, we'll do it. And then like I'm on the phone with Grace still, and out loud I'm like, you guys are being suspicious. And I didn't even notice that.
Meanwhile, while she says that, I am choking on water in the background because
which I didn't even notice.
I just realized that she said, "You guys are being suspicious," and I'm like, "No, I have come so far. We cannot blow it right here at this second."
So, anyways, like for one blip of a second, I was like, "What if he's about to propose?" And then I was like, "No. He told me spring." I was like, whatever. I'll tell him about it later tonight, and we'll laugh about how I thought he was gonna propose. All this stuff, right? And Grace is like, "Oh my God, Hope, we're not being suspicious." Like, she's like, her poker face is to be mad at me or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Hope, just get full glam and come on." And so I was like, oh my God. So I get not full glam.
No.
I'm, thank God, wearing a cute outfit. My hair is in like a huge messy bun, which is still cute. And I've got my big sunglasses, whatever.
You'd be cute.
I put like mascara on. And so we are like going to the beach, and I was like, let's just pick my sisters up. I was like, I do not want to like do this right now.
Yeah, she was not having any of it.
He was like, all right. And so we get to the beach, and we're like in the parking lot, and I'm like, just go get him. I'm like, I don't want to get sandy. And he was like, babe, it's fine. Like, we're at the beach, it's vacation. Like,
yeah.
I was
just
you
trying
can
to,
walk
she was
on the
finding
beach.
me on every step, and I just was trying to get her out of the car.
And so I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, we're walking to the beach, and like, I see like my sister. I think I saw Joy first. She's like waiting in the water. And at this point, I didn't like process that they were not dressed up or full glam at all. I was just like, I see Joy, and I think I didn't see Grace or something at first. And so I was like, where's Grace? And then Carter just kind of like takes the water out of my hand and like sets it down. And then I see this like whole setup of like a picnic blanket and like candles and roses and rose petals and champagne and like champagne flutes and like all this stuff. And still, like, I'm so, like, it's not happening. I was like, this is a cute little date, but I was like, this is kind of random time for like a little really romantic picnic date. And then that's whenever he kind of like grabbed my hand and like pulled me like aside, and like he was starting. The biggest thing was like he started to like get like I saw a flicker of like nerves and it like nervousness
Yes, definitely nervous.
in his eyes, and like his hand kind of started to shake, which is so out of character for Carter. Like he nothing makes him nervous, or like he's very confident and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, it's happening. I was like, oh wow, yep, happening. So then I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm like, all right. But the fact that he's nervous, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to hold him and tell them I'm like, you know, I want to say yes and like just hold him and give him a hug and a kiss and like it's all okay, don't be nervous. But then I'm also like, Hope, shut up, do not say anything until he's gotten everything out that he needs to say, and like don't say yes until he like asks, will you marry me? So finally, like he does, and like I obviously say yes, and we get up and kiss, and he puts the ring on my finger. But nothing like prepares you for that moment. Like I've thought about this, like
not.
In my head, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm probably just gonna cry, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, blah blah blah. But like, yeah, basically 100% speechless with 1,000 things going on in my head, and
Yeah.
like.
So for me, like,
Yeah, I was like,
I was really trying to like focus and remember on like what I was gonna say, and that was like a big part to me. I was like, I know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it like this. This is how I'm gonna say it. I was like practicing in the mirrir. I was like,
which is so cute to
this
me. Oh my
is
God.
what I'm gonna say, and I'm pretty sure like in the moment I just like blacked out because I definitely got what I wanted to say out, but I can't remember to this day what I was trying to say or what I said.
Honestly, yeah. We even have a video of it, which
It's a little too
was
windy.
at the beach. So, like,
Yeah.
it's windy, and, like, all you can kind of barely make out is, like, the end, and it's, like, will you marry me?
Yeah, so
And-
we'll try to clean that up a little bit. And
But,
see if we
yeah,
can
like,
get
it was just, like, all so in the moment. Like, I don't remember what he said. It was
Yeah.
something, yeah, anyways.
I don't know.
So, kind of backtracking to, like, the whole beginning is kind of hilarious. So, my sisters, the freaking brilliant girls they are,
Yes,
vlogged that morning
they did.
while they were getting ready. So we
Brilliant.
have that. I know, I was like, thank you, that's so great. They know me so well.
Yes.
And so that's really funny, and just like, yeah.
It's good.
So,
We'll definitely we'll
Yeah,
post some of that.
we'll put that in. And so like, then I was like, wait, me being an investigator, I was like, how long have you had the ring? When was this whole thing?
Yes.
Because it was like a few months ago. I think it was like spring. We were at my parents' house, and I was like cuddling with baby goats, and my aunt and uncle were over and their kids, and we were
Yes.
just like hanging out. And yeah, so I'm outside cuddling goats, and apparently Carter has like gone up to my dad. You can tell this part because I wasn't there.
Well,
I
mean,
was cuddling with goats on the
yeah,
ground.
she was hanging out with the goats, which is cute in itself. But
Yeah.
in the background, while she was distracted with goats and everybody else, I saw Mark, her dad, over kind of just walking the fence line, and I thought that was a perfect opportunity to go ask him for his blessing to marry her. And so that is when I did that. It was a very beautiful day, and so went over there and talked to him and got his blessing, which was huge to me. It was very important that I had that, and so.
Which of course we've been together almost 6 years,
Yeah.
and like, it was obviously gonna be a yes. But did my dad cry?
No, not at that
He was
time.
probably like caught off guard
Definitely. I don't think that that's what he was expecting, because
for that.
the way I asked him,
opinion.
I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And I think the way I
He
said it
doesn't-
came off pretty serious, like something was going on. So that was
Yeah.
probably partly my fault. Sorry, Mark.
So it was funny, but like literally like. So after we leave my parents, we're like literally like just got in the car. We're like leaving the neighborhood, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know if anybody told you," and I was like, "Oh my god, what?" He was like, "Ask for your dad's blessing," and he said yes, and I was like, "Oh, okay," because that's just like our relationship. Like
Yeah.
that's, I don't know. Like yes, he kept the proposal a secret and everything, but like we're just like open, and we like to like tell each other everything.
Yeah.
And so that was really exciting. So like everyone knew, but my dad was trying to be like adorable and romantic with my mom, and like lit candles, and I don't know what all he did, but he was gonna be like, "So today Carter asked me," and she was like, "I already know." And I was like,
no.
"Sorry."
Once again, sorry, Mark. Wrecked that one.
So anyway, so I was like, oh, like he was Carter like playing me so good, knowing how my mind works. I was like, That's so cute that you asked so far in advance, because like it was gonna be like a whole other year in my head that he wasn't gonna until he was gonna propose, and well, obviously that was fake.
Well, it wasn't necessarily that I was trying. I don't think at that point in time I knew exactly when it was going to happen yet. So
okay,
I was
enough.
more just asking to have it so that when I did figure it all out.
So at what point did you
okay.
know?
Definitely. So there was one day that I was. I don't know. I had been thinking about like the beach for a while, especially because of the Hollister thing. I don't know if you've told that story, but.
Oh yeah.
Should we backtrack to that story really quick?
We'll do it. We'll do a separate video on that girl love story.
So, we'll get to that later. But the short version of that is that the beach would be a very awesome place for me to propose, and so with that, I had been thinking about proposing at the beach at some time, but I hadn't necessarily pieced together when that was going to be yet, or what time that was going to happen, if we were even going to have the opportunity in the future. But I think when I definitely figured out like that was for sure going to happen was one night I was texting Grace, just kind of bouncing ideas off of her, and I was like, hey, we've got this trip that's probably going to happen at the beach. Do you think that she would like that? Do you think could you help me pull something off there? And she was like, yeah, I think that would be awesome. And so that definitely like set in stone the where, not necessarily when yet or how, but the where was set in stone at that point. So that was awesome because that was a big piece.
So when did you like get the ring?
So the ring was kind of tricky. So I got it from Sam and Sue online, and it was a custom made ring, or I guess maybe not custom made, but made to order at least. And so the website quoted 6 to 8 weeks to be like assembled and built. So that was a little tricky because I was trying to plan out in my head, that time before we went to the trip, which we had now scheduled. But I had to make sure that I had enough time to get the ring, and so one, I had to make sure I had enough money. Two, I had to make sure that I had enough time for it to be ordered and processed and actually get shipped to the house before we went on the trip. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it, and can't propose without the ring. And so
that was like another thought. Hold on. So like he's like about to propose, and I was like, oh my god, does he have the ring? Like he's like getting down on one knee, and I was like, did he really already get the ring? Like I'm like of course.
In disbelief.
But like just there were so many things in my head.
Yeah, and so luckily, I ordered it probably 8 weeks in advance, or I think it was 9. So I had it where I would have it at least a week before we were scheduled to go on the plane, just so that if there was any discrepancies with shipping. I had the ring shipped to my parents' house, just so that it would be there. We were gonna go to my parents' house.
So it would be hidden from me.
Well, that too.
Didn't you make like a fake email address to order it from and everything?
Yes, I definitely did.
Like really, like he really thought I'm like over here investigating.
I mean,
like that.
I just didn't want to take any chances because she hates surprises, and I was like, if this is the one surprise that I can pull on her ever, this is it. So I took like every precaution.
It's just because I pay a lot of attention to like the little details and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I guess sometimes like I really accidentally stumble upon things.
And
so, like,
I wasn't afraid she was gonna go snooping through my email, but it's
yeah,
just like
I've never
I have
done
it
that.
like open one day, and then it's like, hey, receipt from Sam and Sue, and then she's like, oh, hey.
Oh.
So I just wanted to make sure that nothing was accidentally discovered, and so that was important. But luckily, the ring came like way under the even 6 week. I think it was about it was 3 or 4 weeks. It was really fast, I guess, compared to what they quoted, and so that was awesome. I had that. It was at my parents' for a while, so basically because I got it so fast, I had it for like almost 3 months before
That's insane.
I proposed to her, and that was pretty crazy just because I knew where it was. It was at my parents'.
I just don't know how you had the to remove the temptation, because if that was me, I would have
that's easy.
It would have shipped in the mail, and I've been like, will you marry me? I cannot wait.
I wanted to surprise you, and so it was worth the wait.
And it's so funny because in that time that he did have the ring, we went on a cruise, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had it at that point.
Yeah,
and I had
with us,
I had some friends be like, oh, do you think he'll propose on the cruise? And I was like, no, he'll propose next spring, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he had the actual ring that whole time, not with him, but yeah. And then so we went from my family's house or we like picked up my sisters, and I don't even remember what we needed to get at your parents' house.
Well, no, we were leaving our cars there.
Oh, we were leaving our cars at his parents' house while we were leaving. And so, yeah, so he was. You can tell this part about like getting it out of the safe.
Oh, so that was pretty funny. So the day, like, we're getting ready to leave. Her dad's getting ready to drop us off at the airport so that we don't have to like leave a car there. And I'm like, hey mom, can I get the ring? You know, because it's in the safe. And so she's like, yeah, I don't know the code. And I'm like, oh crap, I also don't know the code. So I like quick ran outside and was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and ran back inside and like quick called my dad. And luckily he picked up and got the safe code from him. And so I was able to get it in. Yeah, that was out of all the time that I thought that I might have blown something, it was either I was taking a really long time to go to the bathroom.
You could have just been like pooping.
Yeah, but
that wasn't like out of.
But in my head,
character.
You know, I was like, oh, it's, you know, or specifically when we went through security, I was so afraid that they were going to be like, or that you know, they were going to be like, oh, there's an object in here, we have to take a look at it, or that you were going to see it on the X-ray, because I saw it on the X-ray. Like,
really?
On the bag, when they scanned my bag, there's like there's a box, but you could clearly see like a ring outline, and I was just like,
so funny. No, I had no idea. We're like in his parents' driveway, like my dad's taking us to the airport, and I was just like in the car on my phone, and security worked out fine because my sister Joy went in front of me, and I was behind her, and they had to like swab her for something.
Yeah, they had.
And so I was more concerned about like making sure she was like okay and like felt comfortable and everything.
And I'm over here
then Carter
like,
and
yes!
Grace were in the back like. Get that done fast.
Yeah, right. I was
and so
like,
even
scan.
like when we were like doing stuff like so we're like already like all the way through the airport, like we've flown to Florida, we're at the condo, and I like was like, oh, I'm gonna go get like the MacBook or something, and he was like, oh, let me get it, you might break it or something.
Yeah,
and I was
don't know
like
what I said, but it was something along the lines of that.
Yeah, it was something like I was like, I'm not gonna break anything. And then, and then he just didn't want me to see the ring because it was in the. Yeah,
it was in the bag, and I don't think he would have found it, but still.
I mean, you never know with me.
Yeah, wasn't gonna risk it.
So yeah, that is our little proposal story, and it was like awesome. So exciting. Like I was.
Yeah.
And so then after that, I literally like was like, all right, let's go get full glam, and like went back to the condo and like did my makeup and like makeup, hair, and like all this stuff, and then we went shopping, and I was like walking around like this all day. It's like, yes, I'm engaged. And that was my excuse the rest of the week. Can you do this? Sorry, I'm engaged.
Yeah, the rest of the week, that hasn't stopped being the excuse, so.
Yeah, literally like that, the rest of the week it was like, okay, let's plan a wedding. So that's been like a lot of fun doing. So here's the little video of the actual proposal, and it was windy, and we can't even like fake subtitles because we don't know what he said. It was just kind of like along the lines of, you are the most amazing woman I've ever met. You're so beautiful, and you're my queen, and I want to. That's what he said. I just remembered. Yeah. Boom, it's a miracle. So here's the video.
Let's see it. Oh my god. Look, let's see it. Oh my god. Let me see the ring. Bruh. So pretty. I flipped the box upside down like a
Oh my
Makeup on. We're like, well, I did once you put a shirt on. You guys were like, this was not this threw me off because this wasn't the plan, and I was like,
I was like, we just gotta let her think she knows the plan for today. We just gotta agree to.
But I really went through this whole thought process.
Okay, get next to each other and help hold the ring in front of him.
I can't even. I'm so.
Do you want me to keep videoing? Hope, do you want me to keep videoing?
Hold on.
It's so
I really like it, and I can't tell if the lighting's really good or not. These sunglasses.
It's fine.
Oh,
I'm like so in shock.
It's so big. Wow, Hope's like big.
you're getting married! Aww.
Okay. Let's call out. FaceTime her.
Yeah.
Put it right in front of the screen.
I was meant to be a bride.
Yeah, you were. My bride.
I love you. So that is the story of how Carter proposed to me. See you later, dolls.